Welcome to our demo on planning capabilities within NetSuite, Planning and Budgeting. This is your host, Jonathan Akoka, Business Development at GURUS Solutions. Thank you for taking the time to attend our demo today. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please email them to info@gurussolutions.com. Today's agenda, we'll start with an About GURUS Solutions and tell you a little bit about who we are here. After that, we'll introduce you to NetSuite, Planning and Budgeting. Then, we'll take a look at a demo of the solution with our very own Karen Westland. We'll wrap up that demo and remain available for questions. GURUS' dynamic team of business and technical professionals set the standard for best practices in the implementation and customization of cloud applications. We work with businesses to bring their corporate processes to the cloud, resulting in unmatched productivity and efficiency. Here's how we differentiate ourselves in the market. We have a unique process which reduces the risk and optimizes your business's process. We've been living in the cloud for 15 years, and we're a premier Oracle NetSuite solution provider. There is simply no replacing experience. I'd like to introduce you to Karen Westland. Karen is one of our gurus. She's a Bachelor of Mathematics and a chartered professional accountant. She's been focusing on planning and budgeting systems for 25 years, including more than 20 years on budget systems implementations and working with Hyperion Planning and S-Base Technology, the engines behind the product that we're discussing today, since 2002. She is an Oracle Planning Certified Implementation Specialist. Take it away, Karen.
Thank you, Jonathan, and thanks everyone for attending today. Many of you know that budgeting in NetSuite allows for input at the GL level. Often there is much more detail about what makes up that final value. Sales by customer, or number of units sold and average selling price, or individual salary rates, including increases, bonus rates, benefit rates, payroll taxes and caps, and so on. Since NetSuite doesn't support these driver-based calculations, many companies that use NetSuite have a separate system, usually spreadsheet-based, for development of the budget, which gets imported to NetSuite when the budget is finalized. Spreadsheet-based systems have many issues as well. A lot of time is spent rolling forward for a new year and updating for latest assumptions, and distributing spreadsheets and collecting and consolidating those spreadsheets. All the while, there is concern that sensitive data can get into the wrong hands, not to mention the constant concern that users will insert rows or columns or change formula, which can with the process or create errors in the budget. NetSuite Planning and Budgeting can help address these issues. In this timeline, even back 20 years ago, S-Base was considered one of the 10 most influential technology innovations. It is still impressive by today's standards. Hyperion, a financial solutions company, and Arbor, the developers of S-Base, merged in the late 1990s. Hyperion Planning was introduced in 2000. This was a web application, purpose-built for budgeting, so included features far beyond spreadsheets, such as inherent ability to collaborate and built-in functionality for budget approvals. In 2007, Hyperion was acquired by Oracle, and Planning evolved into Planning and Budgeting Cloud Services, or PBCS, which was introduced in 2014. This is now known as Oracle Planning Cloud. Meanwhile, NetSuite was acquired by Oracle in 2016. Leveraging the world-class functionality of Oracle Planning Cloud, NetSuite Planning and Budgeting, or NSPB, was introduced in 2018. NSPB includes integration between NetSuite and Oracle Planning Cloud, so account lists, subsidiaries, customer lists, and other lists that are needed can come from saved searches. Actuals can also be pulled from NetSuite into NSPB. NSPB offers several pre-built models that can be used to jumpstart an implementation. These models are based on the standard segments and include forms, calculations, and dashboards that are commonly required, along with vertical specific modeling and KPIs. Let's take a look at a demo. I'm going to demonstrate an NSPB application that was built using the Starter Edition. After login, the application opens to the splash screen or home screen. On the left of the main screen is the Announcements panel. This can contain broadcast messages that will appear for all users of the system. For example, it may contain deadline dates or financial targets. In addition, this panel displays recently viewed items, as well as any forms or reports that users have marked as their favorites. At the top center, there are two dots. The first dot is a shortcut to this home screen. The second dot is a shortcut to an infolet page. This page will display high-level information, which may appear as dollar values, driver amounts, or percentages, or as one of several types of graphs. In the bottom corner of these tiles, there may be a symbol which indicates that the tile can be flipped over or expanded. Out of the box, the infolet page comes as seen here, but it is configurable, so can be tailored to your company, focusing on the KPIs that are most important to you. Additional infolet pages can be added if desired. For example, you may have one that focuses on budget and forecast, and another that focuses on current year actuals. Back at the home screen, on the right, there are different tiles that we call cards. You can open a card to get to a cluster within that card. Let's go into the forecast and start with sales, cost of goods sold. This will take us to a form, the data input collection mechanism. Users will come here to input their assumptions. The first form is sales revenue by customer. You can see it looks like a spreadsheet with rows, columns, and cells. Across the top, in what we call the point of view, you can see the subsidiary, currency, and customer. I can click on these to make different selections, for example, to select which customer I'm working with. And the rows will display the products that I sell to that customer. In the main part of this form, we are looking at FY19 forecast. The first 7 months of this are grayed out. The values here represent the actuals. The white cells are the forecast for the remainder of the year and the full 12 months of the following year. There are several forecast methods available out of the box. You can see there's available 3, 6, 9, or 12-month rolling average or prior year actual. You can choose one of the predefined methods, or you can choose the method manual and just type the desired numbers directly. These selections can be combined with adjustment percentages. For each line, select the method and input the adjustment percentage. When you save, the calculation for the 17 months of forecast are updated. Maybe your organization works a bit differently. Maybe you'd prefer to select the product and then the customers that purchase that product. In the sales revenue by product form, you can do exactly that. Select the product and the customer category, and the customers are displayed in the rows. Choose the forecast method and adjustments, if any, and hit save to update your forecast. You can choose which of these methods is more suitable for your organization. Other forms show summary level data or allow for top level adjustments to the forecast. Now move down the vertical tabs. I want to look at services revenue. This is similar to the product sales form. You can see the customer selection in the point of view and all of the available services in the rows. There are similar choices for forecast method, but for this type of revenue, there is an additional method, percentage of product revenue. The total product revenue for the selected customer is displayed in the first line for reference. Another form shows summary data for services revenue. Moving to cost of goods sold, these are calculated based on gross margin percentage. The actual gross margin percentage for the prior year and for the current year year-to-date by item are available for reference. The forecast methods out of the box are prior year actuals or current year year-to-date actuals. The user can choose the method and an adjustment which will apply for open periods of the forecast. The system will use these gross margin percentages and the corresponding dollar values of sales to calculate the cost of goods sold expense, displayed here. Again, there are other forms that show summary level data or allow for top level adjustments. The last tab in this cluster is a dashboard, which can show forms, like we've been looking at, or one of many types of charts or graphs. This dashboard is as configured out of the box, but it can be customized if desired. Operating expenses are similar. You choose from the subsidiaries, currencies, and departments that are available to you. You can see the year-to-date actuals for reference. You can choose the method, including an adjustment as appropriate. OPEX all departments is similar, but rather than filter on department, the department is displayed in the rows. There are a variety of views, including dashboards, available for analyzing the OPEX forecast. Back at the home screen, I can choose the financials card and choose the income statement cluster, and I can look at the results of all of the input, revenue, cost of goods sold, and operating expenses all in one form. Another way to look at the data is directly in Excel. From the form, select Actions and open in SmartView. Click on the link, then switch over to Excel. This is the exact same form, just using Excel as the interface. I can press Analyze to go into ad hoc mode, and it will allow me to slice and dice. Any form in the database is available in this fashion. I can also open one directly from Excel. I'm going to create a new sheet in this workbook, and then look in the panel on the right, which lists all of the forms. I'm going to start with the Starter Summary Income Statement. Click Analyze to start ad hoc mode. Now I can interact with the form. For example, if I want more detail about what makes up total sales, I can double-click to expand it. Same with any of the summary level accounts. I could do the same thing with total cost of goods sold. I can double right-click to roll these back up. I can select a single member and say Keep Only, and everything else will be removed. Same thing with the columns. I can remove the headings or double-click to bring them back. Right now I'm looking at the forecast, but I could easily display other scenarios. I have all the dimensions across the top. Click on the dimension that reads Forecast. Click on the ... to bring up the selection screen. Now I can choose Actual, Budget, and Variance. Refresh to see the update. Drag the scenario selector to the columns. I could select one of the time periods and pivot that to the point of view. So now I can filter on any month. You can drill in, drill out, filter, drag and drop, or pivot on any dimension. Let's bring down the department. Right now it's filtered on the sales department. Double right click to change to total department. Double click on this to change to each department. Or you can pivot, but instead of putting it back to the point of view, it will pivot to the other axis. So you can see how quickly you can modify a report and turn it into something else. You can slice and dice on any of the dimensions, so this can be quite powerful. When you are finished, you can save it as an Excel file, or you can save it as a smart form, and it will be available to all the users. I hope this demo has given you an understanding that NSPB can help you analyze using the same measures that you have in your NetSuite environment, that it can be used to develop a sophisticated budget or forecast, and that it has given you a taste for the power of the reporting capabilities. Why should you choose NSPB as your budgeting solution? NSPB offers advantages over budgeting in NetSuite. It allows for sophisticated driver-based calculations to support the budget, powerful reporting capabilities, multiple versions, and comparison of versions. It also offers numerous advantages over spreadsheets, lower risk of budget cycle rollover errors, improved collaboration, reduced manual processes, and budget-built functionality. NSPB is built on recognized market-leading technology and allows for integration with NetSuite. It includes built-in approvals process, as well as offering the ability to jumpstart an implementation with pre-built models. Thank you for attending the webinar. Now I'll pass you back to John.
Thanks for the great demo, Karen. Now, why should you choose GURUS Solutions? Firstly, let's start with transparency. GURUS offers status reports during and after project completion to allow you to keep track of the budget. Our expertise. Because we've worked on so many projects, we have expertise in all verticals. Our Sherpa methodology is our own workshare methodology that allows you to slice up the project based on your level of experience and bandwidth. Flexible. Our strategic phased approach, it spans across all projects to help you keep it digestible and in bite-sized pieces. And our unique process allows us to leverage 15 years of experience in cloud systems to help you achieve your project. Thank you for taking the time to view our webinar on NetSuite planning and budgeting. If you have any questions, please email us info@gurussolutions.com.